Hello, this is the benefits and the drawbacks of artificial sweeteners versus natural sugar. This is an experiment by me, Justin Guerra, and first we're going to be going to the introduction and equipment. In this experiment, I will determine the viability of artificial sweeteners and natural sugar to decide which is best. There is a lot of controversy over which one is the healthier or more suitable option. This experiment will test that. The equipment for this experiment will be saccharin, sucralose, stevia, dextrose, sugar in the raw, measuring cup, water, milk, blood pressure monitor, and a glucometer. These are the pictures of the equipment that will be used in this experiment. The next section we'll be going to is the hypothesis and procedure. The sweeteners will all differ from each other in terms of results, while the natural sugar will win out in the end with the most positive results. During the exercise portion of this experiment, the natural sugar will also win out a second time. What will be conducted in the next 2 weeks? The first portion of the experiment will start with 1 packet each of the sweeteners will be poured into its own 2-ounce glass of milk, and shortly after, the blood pressure and glucose test will be conducted. This test will be done each day with all 5 packets. A week later, the second portion of the experiment will begin. The same procedure is conducted, but this time, blood pressure and glucose levels will be tested after a 20-minute exercise session on the treadmill. This will be done each day rather than twice a day to further improve accuracy equivalent to the first portion of the experiment. And these are the pictures of the sugar and then with the milk added. And these are pictures of me doing the experiment on the treadmill. The next section will be the data from week 1. Here's the data from week 1. It's compiled in 2 graphs. And here's the data from week 2, but in bar graphs. The first one is the blood pressure after ingestion, systolic, and the other one is the diastolic blood pressures. And this is glucose levels. The second week also provided results. Here's the first graph. And here is the week 2 bar graph for the exercise portion. The final section will be conclusions. Based on my overall data from this experiment, my conclusions were not far-fetched or in between. I had a nice and pleasant experience recording and managing the necessary data that was needed for this experiment. I made sure all of my results were consistent and stay relevant with the experiment's general purpose. My hypothesis was not supported in terms of my final data due to the results that have been presented. The natural sugar did have positive to neutral results in the first portion, like how I predicted, but failed in the second portion. Overall, out of the 2 experiments, the artificial sweetener, Sweet and Low, won out in the end by scoring best in both categories, which was opposite of my hypothesis. Additional conclusions. Regarding the feud between the artificial sweeteners versus natural sugar, this experiment's results have proved each sweetener has its negatives and positives. For recreational and traditional use, any natural sweetener or sugar, but equal, is fine. For exercise, on the other hand, natural sugar proves to be a negative substitute, while the best artificial sweetener, saccharin, proves to be superior. And finally, thank you for watching my presentation, and have a great day.